Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 11.5, Division Number Models. The materials that you'll need, your pencil, notebook, your math journal, and your template. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open to Math Journal page 271. If you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. For question number 1, we solved 71 minus 23. Now I know I can't do 1 minus 3, so I went next door, I changed my 7 to a 6, my 1 now becomes an 11. 11 minus 3 is 8, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. I chose to use the unit kites. You can choose whatever you like today. For question number 2, what is the maximum number or the largest number in the list? And you should have had 17,949. For question 3, what shape is a can of soup? And you should have had cylinder. For question number 4, 15 baseball cards are shared equally among 4 children. How many cards does each child get? So notice how I have my 4 children and I divided my 15 evenly until I had 3 cards. So I noticed how each child would get 3 cards and then I would still have 3 left over. For question number 5, fill in the missing numbers. I'm going to start with the given number. So they gave us 1,119. I know 1 less than that is 1,118. 10 less than that is 1,108. 10 less again would be 1,098. I'm going to go back to that given number again. So 10 more than 1,119 is 1,129. 1 less than that is 1,128, and 1 less again is 1,127. For question number 6, what is the range of this list of numbers? So my largest number was 132, my smallest was 29. I couldn't subtract 2 minus 9, so I went next door, I changed the 3 to a 2. This 2 now becomes a 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. It's important that I put the 0 there for that placeholder. 1 minus nothing is 1, giving me my total answer of 103. If you notice that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. Today we are going to talk about division. So when we're thinking about division, if we have a problem like 18 divided by 6, notice how I have my 18 smiley faces divided into 6 groups. Now when I'm dividing those equally, I can see that there's 3 smiley faces in each group. Another way of thinking about it, if I have 18 divided by 6 and I group them in 6s, I can see I have 6 plus 6 plus 6, which equals 18. So 3 equal groups. Let's look at one more like this. 12 pounds of meat are shared equally by 4 lions. How many pounds of meat per lion? How many pounds are left over? If you have your notebook and you want to write down what you think the number model would be, that would be helpful. So for the number model, if I have 12 divided by 4, and I want to think, so I have my 4 lions, and I divided out the 12 pounds of meat evenly between the 4 lions, I can see that each lion is going to get 3 pounds of meat. So 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. And notice how there's nothing left over. So I would not have any pounds left over. We're going to work on these division number stories in today's lesson. And we're going to work together to fill in our diagrams and then to figure out our answers. If you like to draw a picture or make an array or maybe change it into a multiplication problem, or if you have another way of solving for the division problems, that's great. Today, I'm going to mainly be focusing on using arrays to solve. Let's look at question number 1 together. So this is page 274. 5 children are playing a game with a deck of 30 cards. How many cards can the dealer give each player? So if I look at my diagram, I have 5 children. I don't know how many cards per child, so I put a question mark in that box, but I know I have a total of 30 cards. When I'm thinking about my number model, I'm thinking 30 divided by 5 equals how much? Now, can you solve for this and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer? So I have my 5 rows and I split my 30 stars between 5 rows, giving me a total of 6 stars in each row. So 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6. Notice how I don't have any left over. Because there aren't any left over, next to this R stands for remainder, I can put a 0. So there are 0 cards left over. And there are 6 cards to each player. Let's look at another one together. Number 2, the pet shop has 12 puppies in pens. There are 4 puppies in each pen. How many pens have puppies in them? So when we are filling out our diagram, we know that the question mark would go in pens. That's the information we're trying to solve for. We have 4 puppies per pen, and we have a total of 12 puppies in all. I want you to pause the video and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. When you're solving for your number model, you probably have 12 divided by 4 equals. Now again, I chose to make an array, so I have my 12 puppies divided into 4 equal groups, and you can see that there are 3 in each group. Now, are there any left over? No. So my remainder is 0. I have 0 puppies that are left over, giving me the total of 3 pens that have puppies in them. For question number 3, tennis balls are sold 3 to a can. Louis buys 15 balls. How many cans is that? Filling out my diagram, I'm solving for the cans. I have 3 balls per can, and I have a total of 15 balls in all. I want you to press pause and then play when you're ready to hear the answer. For your number model, you probably have 15 divided by 3, and then you're working to find your answer. In my array, I have the 15 balls divided into 3 equal groups, and each group has 5, and there are 0 left over. So Louis buys 5 cans, and again, our remainder is 0. We're going to move. All right, we're going to take a look now at question number 4. So 8 children share 18 toys equally. How many toys does each child get? So notice how in this diagram, we need to fill in our top words as well. So we have our word children, which we know is 8. Toys per child is what we're solving for, and then toys in all is 18. So our number model, we have 18 divided by 8. I want you to press pause and then play when you're ready to hear the answer. All right, second graders. So I took my 18 toys and I shared them equally between 8 children. Now I know that 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So I know it's not going to go in there evenly. So notice how I have 2 left over. So if each kid gets 1, that's 8. If each kid gets 2, that's 16, having 2 left over. So when I go back to my problem, 18 divided by 8 is equal to 2, and there's a remainder this time of 2. Each child gets 2, and there's 2 toys left over. For question number 5, 7 friends share 24 marbles equally. How many marbles does each friend get? So I have my friends, which is 7, marbles per friend, which is my question mark, and then I'm solving, or I have marbles in all, which is 24. So my number model, I have 24 divided by 7. I want you to hit pause to solve and then play when you're ready to hear the answer. All right, second graders. So I made an array and I split my 24 marbles into 7 equal groups. Now I know that 7 times 3 is equal to 21. So I know it does not go in there evenly. So if this is showing me 21, then my extras would be 22, 23, and 24. So 24 divided by 7 is equal to 3, and there's a remainder of 3. So 3 marbles left over, and each friend gets 3 marbles. Boys and girls, if you have any questions on this, you can ask your classroom teacher. You could also try to make up some more problems similar to this on the side. And if you want to try this at the bottom, that works great too. The last thing that we're going to talk about is our math boxes, which is page 276. So looking at question number 1, 8 flower boxes, 4 plants in each box. How many plants? I want you to fill in the diagram and write your number model. How many dots do we have in our array? And you do not need to do partial sums. You can use whichever way you like, but solve 78 plus 26 and then circle the best answer. Counting by ones for each of these numbers. For question number 5, use an inch ruler to find the perimeter of the hexagon. So if I line it up, notice how I have my 0 and my 1, so I know that this side is 1 inch. I want you to measure around the whole hexagon and then add up those sides to tell me what the perimeter is. And then for number 6, you have the in, so then you're gonna multiply. So multiply 0 times 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 2. But when you're given the out, you need to do the opposite. Then you're gonna divide. You need to think 6 divided by 2. 4 would be 4 times 2, and then 10 divided by 2. Once you're all done, please take a picture and send that picture to Seesaw. All right, we'll see you next time.